me if it is too loud, right? Congratulations. Well done. So you're coming from New Zealand, right? All this way in order to play to these people, Ysaÿe? Wow. You must feel like that. You have come to play for them. So you need to play for them. Forget about lights, forget about cameras, forget about anything. It is all your bubble, right? So if you are a bit nervous, everything needs to go down practically. Right? Now, a little bit of presentation. This sonata is one of 6, which has been written around 1924 or around that in the 20s of the 20th century. Yes. Each sonata was dedicated by Ysaÿe to a different friend. This sonata was dedicated to Chrysler. So somehow you need to give me the feeling of Chrysler, right? What do you think? By the way, this is, and I know this is quite new project for you. How long? 3 weeks? Remarkable memory and everything, well done. And I think you are doing exactly the right thing that you need to do. You learn the notes, you learn the dynamics, you learned the tempi, and now you take this out of the practice room, you take it into a masterclass. Not necessarily to stage, but this is kind of stage. And then you'll go back, you'll understand what you did, you'll go back, you'll study it again and again and again, and you'll take it to stage, and back, and so on and so forth. This is how we build layers, a piece in layers. Very good, excellent. So, I was going to talk about Chrysler. What do you think? What Chrysler piece do you think when you play this? Maybe. Yes, you know this piece? Very good. So when you play this, the same kind of sound. So Chrysler had a very light feeling for music, but he had great articulation and great contact in his performance. Ysaÿe had played with a very light bow, but he had, again, great contact. And he was a big man. So you play this very well, really very well. Okay? So think about Chrysler when you play. You are playing sometimes a little bit too, what is it called? Don't break the violin, in short, right? Try once more and think about the sound. Just send the sound. Take a little bit more bow and send the sound. That's better. Oh, that's lovely. This is lovely. That's much better for me. Now, so I chose today's pieces because they are both of Belgian origin. I'm missing César Franck Sonata, and that will be complete. So I would, Chausson and Ysaÿe, great friends, and they lived some period in parallel. They have the same upbringing, French upbringing. They speak sometimes French and sometimes Flemish. Do you know what Flemish is? It's a kind of German Dutch language which has got some kind of ruggedness in it. So this is one, then this is complete with French and Dutch, Flemish together, right? So there is articulation, there is darkness in the sound, but at the same time the sound is French, right? Let's go. Bravo, bravo. So the movement is called Allemand, right? So Allemand starts a little bit later. This is only introduction, right? It's a little bit like you are going to a boxing match, and you are going through the entrance. This is your opening towards the ring, right? Not boxing, maybe tennis match, whatever. right? So this is, you are introducing them. Now, when you introduce, your expectation becomes greater and greater. So you have here crescendo. And then at the end, this is the greatest energy. So how do we build crescendo, right? First one is resolution. This is tension, and it's just the beginning, right? Sorry. The second one goes up. So what am I actually using here in order to play crescendo? I'm using timing, right? So timing, when we are playing already forte, which the beginning is forte, we cannot go how much? We can play 2 forte, we can play 3 forte. Can you hear? Everybody hears? Right. We can play 1 forte, 2 forte, 3 forte, that's it. It's a tiny box, right? So we start using different elements. We start using mostly timing. We time the upbeats and we delay the downbeats. Right? So what happens here? That's diminuendo because it's resolution. Now it's crescendo. I played crescendo because I haven't played diminuendo between the upbeat and the downbeat. Yeah? Now this is faster, came faster, and then the last one is delayed. I haven't used too much work, and it's important. When we have big recitals, and usually we play, this is a recital piece, it's not a solo with orchestra, because it's just solo. So when we have recital pieces, it's very important that we know how to use our energy for 2 reasons. First of all, because we want to take our public on a trip, on a voyage, right? We want to start, warm them up, and increase the energy. So they are being excited, and then let them go, because otherwise there will be ambulances at the exit, and then we relax, then we build up again, and relax, and we create climax, and we relax. In order to have all this energy throughout the whole recital, we need to know when to work and when to relax. Preferably never work. Preferably always relax with best results, right? Let's try. That's very good. Try a little bit faster bow. Just remind us of French sound. Do you know, by the way, what we call French sound? Why do we call it French sound? All right, so I'll tell you now. French sound is sound that has been is being used by French performers for French composers. And why do we call it French? How did the French composer know to write in French sound, with French sound? They knew to write because they were being played lullabies in French. What do you do to a baby? You play lullabies, you sing lullabies. So this is how they heard the intonation, and they heard the articulation. Very important. So this is French. Now I can't transform you back into the baby to sing to you lullabies, but imagine the French sound. Imagine the resonance of the French language, right? Yes. Try a little bit less hair, a bit more bow. I call it half bow. And bravo. Bravo. Now, I suggest that if there are 3 equal notes written on the paper, you play them equally. You have to... And it's always very, very important that we take care of the last note in the upbeat. You know upbeat? Yes? So your upbeat, ya-dee-da. If you play ta-dee-da, you don't lead to your downbeat. And every conductor will lead to a downbeat. Ta-dee-da-yam, or ta-dee-da-yam, but not ta-dee. Vadim, right? So make sure that your triple upbeat leads into the downbeat, please. Very good. But link them to the re. Ti-do, ti-ti, da-ya, da-yam, right? Link them to the downbeat. Don't hold them back, right? I want to... Yeah, but you can try to ti-ya-da-da-dam. Right. Gradual. In general, when a train starts moving, it starts slowly, then it goes. And this is the pattern that we use in all Wieniawski works, in everything that develops. We start slowly and then we get going for the same reason that we are building climaxes. So start ta-tam, pa-tam, 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 right? La la, la la, la la. Very good. How about Chrysler? A bit of Chrysler there. Lighten up, lighten up. That's great, and you are playing in violinistic manner. It's just sometimes your upbeats don't lead anywhere. You know, have you gone on a staircase sometimes? You go up the staircase. Then you open the door and nothing happens at the other end of the door, right? So you are going on the nothing happens there. So you need to resolve that, right? It's great, but relax, you're working too hard. You need to show, you need to show everybody how great this music. Not necessary, relax, you know them already, they know you already, no need to, another 200 million people watching you, doesn't matter, on Facebook, not really, right. Excellent. Now about upbeats. They need to be rhythmic for sure. So, not. I don't hear it. Yakatakatakatatam. Yakatakatakatatam. I don't hear that, right? Very good. When you play double stop, we try and play allargando in the bow rather than accelerando. Not that. Not. Right, and for sure we hold straight and shoulders to the back into the sockets. That's what is it? Veni vidi vinci. You know this word, this expression? Alexander the Great came to Rome. He said, I came, I saw, I conquered. So that's what you want to do with your public, right? Excellent. One more thing, your long notes have no subdivision. You have subdivision. But the long notes, you are playing. Right? What rhythm? It's not rhythmic. That happened. Right. Okay. So you have quite a lot of thinking work to do, right? Not so much. Maybe some work. Intonation can always. There is no such thing as wonderful intonation, supreme intonation, superb intonation. We always. This is the cross that we bear. All our lives we sit and work on intonation. Why? The strings may be more in tune, less in tune. We need to change. New intonation. You have a piano which is lower, higher. You have perfect pitch. New intonation. Once I was leading orchestra of Tel Aviv Academy, and we went in 1977. Wow, a long time ago. We went to America. We played piano with lovely Natasha Tatson, pianist. And the pianos were tuned at the time 1-4-5. I have perfect pitch, and I had to mime the entire concert because I couldn't play almost B flat instead of A. I suffer from that. So lucky people who don't have perfect pitch. Congratulations to you. You are blessed. Anyway, you have perfect pitch. I'm sorry for you. Anyway. So, but you need to work on intonation. You need to work on sound. But you're a very good violinist. You need as well to work on the content of your performance. Now, we have 5 minutes, so I want to go to the Cantus Firmus chorale at the end, right? So that is really some kind of. Ysaÿe obviously wanted to show his componistic ability there. So you need to show that you understand that he wanted that. There are layers. You have the subject, which is Cantus Firmus. And then you have a new voice. It's interesting because this is quite a sunny sonata. You have a descending scale in semitones. Do you know what that is? Yeah. Funeral. So, I don't hear that. I didn't hear it. I would suggest that you take the Cantus Firmus and you play it without vibrato. I cheated a bit. And listen for the resonance of the violin. You have E here. You have here. Then you have A. Heavy. Right? So this is about Cantus Firmus. Why does he do that? It's difficult to fill a hole with only violin sound. So when we have resonance, and in particular, this is very cleverly done today. The open piano helps us reverberate. If we don't play last movement, it's wonderful. If you play the last movement, it's not so wonderful because the piano will prolong the notes. So you can shut it down for the last movement, right? So this helps you resound. Solo violin needs to resound. You need to fill the hole with the sound, right? So when he writes, he's very clever, this is Ysaÿe. When he writes open strings, he immediately creates the vibration. He immediately creates the resonance, even if you don't have open piano, right? So look for intonation, which you hear open E. And you can do it in piano, it will resound in piano as well. Right? I think there is a syncopation there. There is a syncopation. Right? I won't talk now about bow distribution. You know about it, everything, right? So you need to do that. Now, cantus firmus is connected to Middle Ages, which connects me to the next piece that we are going to work on. It's connected to Middle Ages, to somber, to, what is it called, to priests, to the monastery. So I'm missing here the walk pace. So I'm missing the pulse here, right? Do you want to try and have some pulse? Pulse is on the F sharp. In particular, that is a harmonic suspension, right? To be ready to change the quantity of here, play diminuendo in other, and pray pray to God that your B is in tune, right? You understand? So then I have the bass voice happening. In the funeral harmony. You need to create magic. Playing the same way all the time, they know what to expect. So you need to create things that are new, right? Continue, play it. So go. Stay there. This must make you shiver on your wire. Not by chance he writes sensitive then, sensibile. Right, we need to stop, but I wanted to talk for 1 second only. You are British territories? Yeah. Yes? So, do you know, God save our gracious Queen? Right? No? Anathem? So this is where... This is Anathem. Gracious Queen. This is your climax of the movement. I hear... Play 3 chords at once when you get there, so that it sounds like Anathem, please. 3 at once. 3 at once. Prolong the top. No. Longer. This is your cantus firmus. That's your cantus firmus. Slow! You are hitting. Stay on the string. Okay. Crescendo in every chord. Match. Okay. You you sound like football teams that sing very quickly, then attempt to get on with the game. Oh, take time. Violin up. Longer. Longer. Don't let it go. Well done, well done. Well done. And another one. We'll invite him to return, yes? We'll make again the journey from New Zealand next year. Right. We'll order some next time. Music stand. I'm sure there must be one. Do you need a music stand?
No, I don't.
But maybe just. Hey. Well done. Yes, Hamud Fabi. beautiful. Beautiful. Yes, you have a concept about this, and let's talk about the poem. You know, you are playing very beautifully. You control the instrument. Tempi, debatable. It is very individual, and so on and so forth. In particular, slowing down all the time. But very nice, very, very nice and comfortable and beautiful. Right. Well, you know the story. And I will tell the public a little bit. I will talk about Turgenev, right? So this Chausson poem was based on the poem by Turgenev, novella. No, it's not novella, it's a poem. And it is called Love Triumphant. And very interesting story. It's about 15th century in Ferrara in Italy. And two childhood friends, very, very good friends of, well-standing. They have quite a lot of money. And they are very creative. One is a musician, the other one is an artist. They grow up together. One is, of course, the artist is blonde and quite communicative. The musician is dark eyes, not so talkative. So they are growing up, and then suddenly they recognize there is a lovely, lively lady, forget this very moment, Valeria. Valeria was her name, and Valeria, not so rich, but very beautiful, and very well brought up. So they both fall in love with her. And they decide to give Valeria, they talk to her and they have a good time together, and they decide to give Valeria the choice. Who will she choose? So Valeria, again, she doesn't know, she likes both of them, so she allows her mother, my goodness, her mother to choose, right? That's not a very good idea. Anyway, so at least not in 2000. Anyway, she chooses, guess who? The blonde, talkative artist. They get married, and of course, the musician is devastated. He decides to sell off everything and to go to the Far East. And now the interesting thing happens. He travels 4 years, 5 years, he comes back after mother of Valeria dies. And of course, the artist got married to Valeria, and he comes to the city, to Ferrara, and his old childhood friend meets him. But they said that the musician will come back only when he doesn't love Valeria anymore, so that there will be no conflict there, right? So he comes back, and the blonde guy invites him to their house, and he's in the separate wing of the house, and he comes, this time he came back from the Far East with his servant, Malay servant. And this is when magic starts happening. They have a supper together, and there is incredible, beautiful melody. And Valeria suddenly feels that something is wrong. There's not the quiet love that she had until now. There must be something happening, magic. I don't know that, but there is magic. And this is what you need to create in the poem, magic, right? You're playing beautifully. I need to finish the story first. So we go on, and magic, and suddenly at night, the artist, I forget the name, the artist sees that his wife is not in bed, but she's returning, and there is dew in her hair. What happened? Where did she go? Right? So he discovers the fact that through magic, the two others wanted to meet, but they couldn't. It's all magic. It is not real, right? And becomes a very angry artist, takes the dagger and stabs the musician, right? So the musician goes back, the Malay servant brings him back to life, but not really. Dead body without a soul, but moving. And they go away. At that very time, Valeria is released of the magic that was created around here. I forgot to say that they couldn't have children, Valeria And suddenly she feels that there is life growing inside her. This is the end of the story, and this is why G major. Right? That's the last chord. All right, so now we have 5 minutes to work on this poem. Right, what shall we do? You know, this is happening in 1500, so we can speculate, and in general we do speculate when we play in order to create atmosphere. Now, there is so much to create pictures from what I've said, and I suggest it's not a very long novella. I suggest you go online. I suggest everybody goes online and finds it and reads it. It is fascinating. It's Turgenev, right? So what I would like to tell you that I'm missing mystery. There is beauty. But can you imagine 600 years ago, no Qantas, not Air India, no Air China, no British Airways. They traveled by sea. The sea, right? The sea. And then there are waves. Here, there are waves. There are waves, right? So, and then there is climax. No, you were not here, but I suggested to Aziel that he takes the public by hand and he makes them walk with him. Meaning that you need to create climaxes. Pseudo-climaxes, meaning as if there was a climax, and the larger one. Have you been to Switzerland? Yeah. In order to go up to Matterhorn, you need to go to one height, and then to another one, and to another one, and only then. And of course, the climax is. Sorry. This is where the climax is. But let's think that your first chord, your first note, is taking us 500 years back. It's not just a long note. You understand? The orchestra. And it is, what is the indication? Lento. Not just misterioso. Can you see 500 years ago? Such a long time. Right? Can we do that, please? Sorry. I have progressed by centon. Right. Vibrato is supporting the diminuendo. Vibrato is supporting the diminuendo. Right. Practical advice. Practical advice is that you practice at home with the first note of the next. So there is not a big gap. This is practical and it needs 2.5 hours practice. Right. So let's go. 500 years, time machine. Now, Chausson writes 6 flats, 6 sharps. So he didn't like violins much because violins beyond 1.5 sharps are not good, right? So, why does he? You see, I started in semitone half. Why does he write that? It's flavor. Yeah, so no, and because you don't have any accompaniment to disturb you, I would go for as flat as possible in flats, and maybe not so sharp in sharps. We always like to play sharp. Try. So 500 years back, with contacto. Wait, right. You had multiple upbeat. Right? You update. I don't hear the feeling that you got somewhere. You're staying in here. Be, be, be. Because then you inhaled and now you are exhaling, right? Wait. I can't see it, it's so far away. Move, 2. Wait. Flat. That's it. That's nice. That's great. That's great. How do we choose fingering? How do you choose fingering? Fingering, how do you choose fingering? How do you choose fingering? Music. Right. What does he mean? I'll translate what I think he means. I cannot say what he means. Where is the change of harmony? Where is the tension? But you change here, so you give it away. You gave it away, right? So here, and gone, right? So I suggest when you use your fingering, you can consider it's easier to play on A string. There is no doubt about that. I would go for that. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Now, we are almost done, but I wanted to talk to you about beauty and about texture. Not much to talk to you about beauty, but texture a lot to talk about, right? And when I play something, for me, when I open my violin in the morning, it feels like Ali Baba's cave, right? So I say, sesame open. So you need to find opals and diamonds and gold and silver and crowns and jewelry and all this in your performance. So let's say such simple. Opposite. This here. Right? So they are all different. Here. And don't stop, please, because this is if you prepare the magic, it's not magic anymore. Magic is always surprise. But there is so much of magic going on, right? Then climaxes can always be larger. Look, you're playing beautifully. You can play maybe more imaginative. It doesn't mean that you should. I would play more imaginative, right? In articulations. Cadenza. What is cadenza? Cadenza is a display of imagination in harmony, in texture, in everything. So again, very beautiful playing. I would suggest when you have more accents there, because you're going step by step, like you're going to St. Paul's Cathedral, to the top, right? So more accents. You're playing well, but I feel that you are a bit careful. Beautiful playing. Thank you very much. Well done. Thank you. Beautiful playing. Very well done. Brilliant. Thank you very much. lunchtime. Thank you.